I'm going to show you that you can travel with this putter anywhere. What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda here. You like to golf, you like to travel. Golfers like to travel, and I do too. And this little box here will contain a little traveling golf buddy. Now, it doesn't have to go with you on a vacation trip, but you might want to take it with you. But it could certainly go with you to college, to school, on a retreat, to your office, to your mistress's house. That's why I got it. But what we get here are 2 golf balls. They seem to feel like regulation golf balls. I'm just kind of assuming that they are 2 cheap golf balls. I mean, they seem fine. Like plastic cover. It doesn't feel like urethane to me. Not really grippy there. Okay. But we get a couple of golf balls. You're going to want those if you're going to practice your putting. But here is where you get the real magic. Ooh, first of all, we get this velour travel pouch, drawstring bag right there. And then we get the shaft. This is a travel putter that has, I think, probably a regulation length-ish shaft. I'm going to call it probably, no, it looks like it'll probably be about 30 plus inches when it's all said and done. I don't think each of these segments here is quite a foot, so it's not going to be quite 36 inches in terms of shaft length, but the overall length might be, because you're going to get a little extra length on the head. But I want to show you the grip here. It kind of looks like your standard rubber golf grip. I mean, it's not a pistol grip or anything, and that's because it's going to screw together here, so you're not going to want it to be unidirectional. And then these 2 pieces will go together. Man, this is really light material. I don't know. It feels like some sort of alloy, almost like aluminum. We get, obviously, threaded connectors right there, so I'm going to screw these 2 together, just like that. But man, it's shiny. It's a shiny silver, kind of like my personality. Then we get some threading down here, and that's going to thread into there, so it feels a little bit like a tent pole, that kind of material a little bit, but obviously you can see it's tapered there, so a lot of detail on this. And then you can see we have a collar right there. Now we have a putter head here. I think they actually make a bi-directional putter head that is just kind of your traditional style putter, you know, flat-sided on both sides, but I kind of like this answer style putter head, and I also putt right-handed, kind of like most people, so I know the world revolves around us. But you can see here, also has a metal finish. This is like cast or something. It does not look milled. I can see a little bit of like the cut marks here where they have a little slag that they cut off. But, you know, it generally has a long neck. It looks pretty good. And we'll see how it putts. But I'm kind of thinking it'll probably putt like almost every other answer style putter head out there. You know, we've got some weight on the sides here. I don't know what this material is. Some sort of alloy. It's fairly lightweight, but it does have some heft right here. I can kind of feel it, right? And I'm telling you what, actually, if I put this on my finger, it seems to kind of balance just a little heel side at the center there. So it's actually probably more balanced than a lot of putters. And then obviously we can go ahead and just screw this in here. And what kills me about this is it isn't expensive. So looky there. Now we got a putter that looks like a real putter. We've got it collapsible. It's very light. That's one thing I'm going to say about this, is that the swing weight on this feels lighter than a traditional putter. And I think a lot of that is because of this material that the head is made of. We don't have any tungsten weighting or anything. You know, a lot of these putters will have some removable head weight, but the shaft is also very light. So it's going to be nice to travel with, but I'm also kind of curious how this material will hold up. I don't think it's meant to take abuse. You could probably put it in a golf bag and whatnot, but I don't think it's meant to be accidentally hit. If you drop a putter on the ground, it might get dinged up, but it's probably going to be okay. This I could see under some stress or something, you break that. Obviously, it's got a couple points where it's attached together here. But I want to putt with this. Tighten everything down just a little bit more. You can hear it kind of creaking. Now it stopped. Now I can't tighten it anymore. And now we will go ahead and see if I can drain some putts with this. And if I can't, it's definitely the putter's fault, not the poor golfer that is using the putter. All right, so I have been playing around with this putter, and I have some thoughts. First of all, it seems like it's kind of your normal length. I would kind of guess this is probably about 33 and a half inches. But as I was saying when I unboxed it here, is that it is very light. Now, you can absolutely putt with it, but in terms of forgiveness, it's definitely not as forgiving as kind of any other putter. And you can actually really feel the mass missing when you hit this regulation golf ball here. So even if I just kind of hit it, you really feel it. I mean, it really stops the putter. There's just not a lot of weight down here. I think putter heads are like 300 grams or something maybe, but this is probably a fraction of that, maybe a half of that, I would guess. And so what I think you would want to do is if you really kind of want to mimic whatever putter you're using, what you would want to do is take some lead tape and really layer up the bottom just to put some weight on it. And that would give you, I think, generally the same kind of feel that you would get out of a typical answer style putter. And so what you have to kind of do here to get this to work is kind of grip it and really hold it and kind of muscle through the putt. And so from an entertainment perspective, just sitting around a lonely hotel room on a work trip, this is fun. Or burning a couple minutes in your office while you're waiting for that important phone call to come through, or you're spending a late evening there or something like that while you're waiting for that hot cleaning lady to come through, then you could definitely pick this up. But if you really want to use this for training, I would definitely suggest weighting it down. And I don't know how durable it's going to be. The fact that this shaft comes in a variety of sections here doesn't necessarily mean it's going to last or not twist or kind of wear out. And the shaft is also pretty light. It's probably a little bit more like a graphite shaft in a putter than a steel shaft. But from a little bit of the novelty perspective, man, I can just putt. You can just sit in your hotel room, watch that golf tournament, and do a little putt and make yourself feel like you're out there. But from a training perspective, I think with a little modification, you could actually get it to maybe mimic whatever you're actually putting with and actually have it really travelable by breaking it down and taking it with you. So if you want to pick up this $20 travel putter, I'll put a link to it in the description below. Peter von Panda, out.